Welcome to the Watch and Whisper channel, where if I'm interested, I'm definitely talking about it. Well, I saw this post on Instagram, and it was from Deion Sanders' page. And when I read the post, I think it was maybe 2 days ago, what he said just really resonated with me. And I was like, damn, you know what? This is so true. And I'm going to actually read you what the post is, and then I'm going to tell you some of my thoughts on different parts of what he said. The post read, money, your intellect, or your looks ain't the most precious thing you possess. It's time. And I'm like, that is so true. Stop wasting your most precious commodity on foolishness, people, and things. And when I read it, I was like, wow, that is just so true. And I've always kind of thought that way, especially as I've gotten older. I'll be 53 next Thursday, as a matter of fact. But I would say back in my 30s, I started feeling like, man, you know what? My time is valuable. My time is valuable. My time is valuable. And one area in my life when I started paying really close attention to that was when I was going to the beauty shop. Because I know some of you ladies, you go to the beauty shop, you might be there 6, 7 hours just because you might have a stylist who need to eat, who want to talk, who want to be on the telephone, who do all these other things outside of the business at hand, which is getting the customers out of the chair. Well, my current stylist, she's not like that. But I've had stylists before that they took a lot of time doing other stuff, causing me to be in the shop a lot longer than I wanted to be. And as I got older, I'm like, damn, I just hate that because my time is my time. And I started getting very, very jealous with my own time. And I just, no, not jealous, selfish. I was getting real selfish with my time. And I was getting older because I started feeling like, time is winding down. And that's actually true. And I'm using the analogy of the beauty shop because you can stay in the beauty shop for quite a while, depending on what services you're having. But if you're just going to get something super simple, but you're in there for multiple hours because the stylist is not very organized. Now, she may do a wonderful head. Your hair might come out looking just laid, as the young folks say nowadays. But the time it took to get you there, you could have been doing two, three, four other things. And I just got to the point where I'm like, you know what? My time is just more valuable. I can't keep giving them all my time. Well, I say that to say, as I've gotten older, I just feel like there's other things I need to be doing. There's other things that I should be doing to take up these same 24 hours in a day that I get like the next person. Nobody is going to get any more time than the next person. But what you do with that time is going to make a difference in your life. And when he was saying that time is the only thing that we have, that's the most precious commodity. And that's so true because you don't get it back. You don't get it back. And so what he was saying is that you really need to invest in things that are going to give you ROI. And for you out there who don't know what ROI is, return on investment. Pretty much mean whatever you put into something, you want to get something for the investment. And the investment of time that you put in it, you should get something out. So this has just been on my mind for the last 2 days. And I was talking to a coworker, and she was saying she was thinking about it as well because I sent it to her. And I was like, this is so true that we all need to look at time with a sense of urgency. Like we have to do something with this time that we're given because the next day is not promised to any of us. So we need to do the most with the time that we are given. And so the three things that he mentioned was foolishness, people, and things. I say, well, you know what? Oh, and looks. So it's four. He talked about your looks. So he was saying that looks and your money is not the most precious commodity, which is so true because it can all be gone tomorrow. Some people may live paycheck to paycheck or have enough in the bank for a little while. If something happens and you exhaust all of that and then you don't have it anymore, but you still got time. So that's what he's saying. Time is the one thing that we have, but your money can run out. So if you're not doing something with your money where it's constantly bringing you a ROI, then you're just wasting it. So money was one. Looks. Now, I'm a woman. You probably can see through the camera that I do try to take care of myself. I try to make sure that I'm always well groomed. Now, you might catch me on a Saturday when I have on a baseball hat and I'm just really bumming around going to the store, but I still try to keep myself presentable, even if I'm, in my terms, bumming around. But I do invest in keeping myself looking a certain way. Now, I know at the end of the day that's not going to matter because our looks are going to fade. I don't care who you are. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how much surgery you get to try to keep your face together and all that. You're going to get older. If you keep getting the same 24 hours a day, you're going to get older. So that's why he was saying looks is not your most precious commodity, because if somebody is with you right now and it's solely for your looks, and there are people that are that shallow, that are with someone just for their looks, whether it be a woman or a man, because you know I always try to keep it fair. You got to go both ways. If it's a woman that's with a man because he looks a certain way, and she's with him for, let's just say, an extended amount of time, he's not going to look like that later. So is that still going to be appealing to her? The lady is definitely not going to look the same in 10, 15 years, 5 years, next year. Hell, we all change every single day. So your looks are not your most precious commodity, but you can do things to constantly enhance yourself and to make sure that you look a certain way. Again, I'm one of those women who always try to make sure I present myself in a certain way and always try to look my best. But I know that's not what's most important. I know everything about me comes from the inside. It's not about what I look like, even though I do take care in trying to keep myself together. Always have, regardless of age, circumstance, whatever. I always try to make sure that I have myself together. So your looks is not what's most important. Again, it's your time. All right. So the next thing he talked about was foolishness. And I think we all can agree that we've all participated in some foolishness in one way or another. Some may be really extreme on this side, and for somebody it might be very minor on this side. But some of us have all given time to some form of foolishness. Now, at the time, we may not have thought it was foolishness. We may be into it right now and not think it's foolishness. But if it's not yielding a return, we're wasting time, because we could be using that time to invest in something that's going to benefit us later. Now, I'm honest, and I can say one of my guilty pleasures is watching reality TV. Yes, I do watch reality TV. I know it's ratchet, uh, and it's not going to yield anything that's going to benefit me. However, I do use time and watch it, but that's just what I do. So some of us all have areas where we can say, you know what, damn, I'm wasting my time. Because watching reality TV is just, it's wasting time, but it's entertaining, depending on what you like. I like watching it. It's entertaining. I can't say that I'm going to stop watching it. So I do know that that's an area in my life where I could be better utilizing my time. But at this point, I'm going to still be watching it. And that's just a real basic example of how foolishness you can be just wasting your time. So that's one area in my life. Now, everybody else have that thing that they do that is just, they just pouring into foolishness, pouring into foolishness, pouring into foolishness. And basically, Dion's post was just saying, stop doing that, because you're wasting time. You're not going to get anything back. So that's probably an area that all of us can work on. Now, people, this is a big one. Sometimes we have a tendency to want to pour into people, and we're wasting our damn time. Because, I mean, just to be honest, they're not worth it. They are worth something to someone. But if we're pouring into that person, or the relationship with that person. And I don't necessarily mean a romantic relationship. I just mean a relationship. It can be platonic. It can be a family member. If you're constantly pouring into that person or that relationship with that person and you're not getting anything in return, and if you watch my other video about the relationships, it doesn't even have to be anything financial. That's not what I'm saying. But if you're continually pouring in, but you're getting absolutely nothing out of it, you're wasting your time. It can be your friends, where you're constantly the one that's always calling your friends, always calling, always reaching out. And you talk to them, but it's because you reach out to them. How much effort are they taking to pour into you, to stay connected to you? And sometimes you just have to stop back and say, damn, why am I the one that's always doing it? But they're not doing it in return. It's not reciprocal. It's not reciprocal. So you may want to stop investing your time, even though it might take you a half a minute, if that long, to dial the numbers and wait for them to answer. Hello? Hey, what's going on? Da, 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 da. And you have a conversation. But had you not initiated it, it would have never happened. So that's time you really could have wasted, because it really just shows how much they're actually, how much they're connected and invested in you. So you don't want to continually waste your time on people. And that goes for family members too. We cannot pick our family members. Our family members are who they are. We can't choose them. However, we can choose our interaction with them. If they're not pouring into you, you may have to step back from them, and it's okay. I mean, some of you may feel like, that's my family, I'm going to stick with them. If it gets to the point where they're not pouring into you and they're draining you, you may need to step back because you're probably wasting your time and energy at that point. So you may find that you're investing in people and you're not getting any of your return on your investment. So you may want to consider that. And things, Lord knows we all have things that we tend to put our resources in, put our time into, and we're not going to get anything from it. And again, I can tell you, I can be shallow about this. I invest in things like shoes. I cannot wear all of the shoes that I buy. I have a closet right now full of shoes that I've wasted money on because there's no way I'm going to be able to wear all those shoes. But I like them, so I buy them. And so that's a thing, as he said, that we're wasting our time buying because you can't utilize it. And guess what? You're not going to get any of your investment back. So when he said that, it just really made me think that time is of the essence because, as like I say, I'm getting older. I'll be 53 next Thursday. We're getting older, and I really need to, not I, because I really know what's most important to me, and it's my family. So, and when I say family, I mean like my children, my parents, and my grandchildren. So that's where I can really invest a lot of my time, energy into, and I know I'm going to get a return on that because the love is reciprocal. Just seeing my kids grow, um, watching my grandkids grow, the interaction, being with them being with me, giving me the love. It's an exchange. So that time that I'm giving is definitely beneficial. So I've decided that I'm going to pour into people that want to pour into me. I'm not going to continue to extend myself to people who are no longer um, open to receiving what I have to offer. And I'm okay with that. You know what? I'm to a point in my life where I have to have peace, and I only want to use my time for what brings me peace. Except when I'm watching reality TV. Again, we all have areas we're working on, and that reality TV thing is mine. But anyway, that's a video for a whole nother time. But just wanted to come out and say, when I read his post, it just made me pause and say, you know what, time is of the essence, and we really need to invest our time into what is going to give us the best return on our investment. And one thing also, I mean, sometimes we may purchase cars, just things, cars, everything that's depreciating. If we're not buying property and real estate that will appreciate, anything else that we're really spending our money on is going to depreciate. I'm quite sure there may be a few other things that appreciate, but I was just thinking of the bigger things like homes and property. But if we're not doing that, we're really wasting our time and energy. We're wasting our money. And we really need to focus on what's most important. And everybody's important is going to be different. Right now, establishing good, solid relationships. Try to build relationships. I wrote this down too, that we need to cultivate meaningful relationships. And those meaningful relationships could be with family members, could be with friends. But again, you have to get something out of it. If you're not getting anything out of it, you are wasting your time. This goes again, like I said earlier, platonic relationships, especially if you're investing in a romantic relationship and you're not getting anything out of it. Let that go because you are wasting time, and time is steady ticking. We're steady getting older, and we just cannot continue to live like that. So just give it some consideration and think about it. And I can remember telling my sons a few years ago, live today like I'm gonna die tomorrow. And when I say that, it means because time is winding down. We don't know. One of my content creators that I like to watch, he always say, damn it, you're going to wake up dead. And that's the truth. All of us are going to wake up dead eventually. So time is not on our side. As you get older, you start looking back over your life and be like, damn, I should have did this. I should have did that. Maybe if I would have did this different, and had we not been fooling around with foolishness or investing in people and things that were not healthy for us, that not give us investment on return on our investment, we probably would look at things a little bit differently now. But as we get older, we find out that certain things are more important to us. And as he said, I think Dion may be around my age. I don't know, maybe a little bit younger. That he is saying, and it may not be him. He could have saw a post somewhere and just reported on his page. I don't know. But anyway, what he talked about as far as time was definitely true. We don't have a lot of time. We all got the same amount of time. We just don't know when our time is going to be over. So please remember to invest in things that are really going to benefit you. And that's yourself. Definitely invest in yourself. Invest in meaningful relationships. Invest in anything that will give you a return on your time. If you're not getting it, hell, if you're at a job that you can't stand, maybe you need to consider leaving that job and go to another job that's going to give you a better investment of your time. Because if that job is stressing you out, you don't like going, you don't like the people you work with, they're just pissing you off all the time, you're wasting your time. Go find something that you're actually happy with so that you can have a sense of peace about what you're actually doing, and just start enjoying life. And remember that we all got 24/7. We just don't know when our 24/7 is going to be up. So with that being said, again, like, this has been on my mind for about 2 days, and I just want to come out and talk about it. So just take that in consideration. Think about what you want to do with your time that you have. And we'll talk later on the next video. Bye, London. Bye, Bam.